The Thriving Doctors Download with Lizzie Paish. A podcast for all medical professionals who want to experience greater well-being. Take a few minutes to listen, settle your mind down, and get new insight. You are not alone. Episode 8. The Trouble with Other People. Most of us have some people in our lives who we find difficult in some way. Maybe you work with them. Maybe you come across them regularly somewhere else. Maybe you even live with them. In these cases, you may think that the trouble with other people is that they're annoying or rude or incompetent, or just don't do things the way that you think they should. In reality, the trouble with other people is not those things. The trouble is that we think they should be different from all of that. There will always be people in our lives behaving in ways that we think are less than ideal. It isn't even unreasonable that sometimes we want to change the way they do things. The trouble is, we think they are making us feel bad. We think we need to change the way they do things in order for us to be able to feel okay. When we think that, then we're in trouble. Perhaps it seems as if the fact that your colleague is underperforming or is argumentative or has a different opinion on things is causing you to feel frustrated, anxious or stressed. Maybe you think your teenage child is making you angry with their rude or uncooperative behaviour. It can really look that way. But when we believe that others are causing those unpleasant feelings in us, then it makes sense to us that we need those others to change in order for us to be able to feel settled and happy. But when we're anxious, frustrated, angry or stressed, anything we do tends to make the situation worse, especially trying to change someone. And things often escalate. I'm sure you've noticed. Let me suggest to you that it's helpful to look at our experience the other way round. It is possible for you to feel less anxious, frustrated, angry and stressed without any perceptible change in the other person. Our feelings do not come from anyone or anything outside of us. They come from our own thinking. When our thinking is revved up, we usually want to take action to change things around us so we can feel better, which is difficult and sometimes even impossible. But when we start to recognise our revved up thinking for what it is, we might realise that we don't need to fix anyone else to feel better. We just need to find our way to some calmer thinking. That might mean putting our attention elsewhere, stopping our attempts to change someone, taking a break. Whatever it is, it means there's a whole lot less to do than we'd previously thought. Once we find ourselves in a better state of mind, we have more clarity about whether there is something we need to do or say. Quite often we might find there isn't, or this isn't the time, or we realise that what we were about to say would certainly make things worse. From a place of clarity, we're able to access not only greater logic and common sense, but we can tap into a deeper wisdom that may provide a completely different possibility we had not previously considered. Another thing we do when we think our feelings are coming from those around us is we get defensive. We believe that the feelings of discomfort we're experiencing are caused by them rather than by our own thinking. Most of us believe at least a little in the need to defend our identity against other people. But what if we just don't? Others' opinions, ideas, or even criticism can be taken in and evaluated without needing to feel hurt or threatened by them. That way, we can take what's helpful and act on it for ourselves without becoming the difficult person in someone else's world. When we notice other people being defensive, realizing that they are caught up in their story of their own identity and they think their feelings are coming from us, might mean a different way of handling the situation occurs to us. I invite you to start noticing what your thoughts and feelings do when others behave in ways you don't like. See what happens when you don't act on them. I'm guessing you'll notice something new. Our habitual responses to certain people, in fact, form an integral part of how they behave when they're around us. When we ourselves start to show up differently with others, their behaviour and responses will also change, often in ways we couldn't possibly anticipate. What I'm sharing in these podcasts is a new way of seeing your life, yourself, and what's possible for you. For all of us, in fact. If something struck a chord with you and you'd like to find out more about my work or get in touch, visit lizziepaish.com. I'd love to connect with you.